Hello everybody, Sean here, and I'm pretty excited. I just got a new espresso maker in the mail. The Breville Barista Express, model BES870XL. This is very similar to the one I had planned on getting, the infuser, the BES840XL. The primary difference between these being that this one has a built-in grinder. Now, I didn't absolutely need a built-in grinder because, as you can see, I have the Breville Smart Grinder Pro, which is an awesome grinder. But, well, just so happens there was a sale, and this wound up being actually cheaper than the one without the grinder. So, went ahead and got that. All right, so let's unbox it and see. I got it from Bed Bath & Beyond. I like buying from them because they will match prices from others, and they have a very generous return policy and excellent customer service. So if you find a better deal on Amazon or someplace like that, you can ask them to match the price. Also, you can often get 20% discount. They're not supposed to give you that on Breville, but sometimes you can get them to do that. There are some manufacturers that prefer not to be put on discount programs. Okay, so the Breville Barista Express is a semi-automatic espresso maker. Makes espresso, latte, and cappuccino drinks. The features of this, like I mentioned, it has the built-in grinder. It also has a pressure gauge. The infuser also has that, and that may seem like just a gimmick, but it's actually very helpful in working on your technique, getting the grind and how much pressure to tamp it just right, because you could tell if you're in the pressure range. If you're not getting enough pressure, either the coffee grind is too coarse or you're not tamping it enough, or both. And likewise, if you're getting way too much pressure, then you know you've just tamped it way too hard. Okay, so before I open this up, let's turn this box around because it lists some of the features. Okay, half-pound bean hopper, adjustable grind amount, adjustable grind size, automatic dosing, integrated removable tamper. I like having my own tamper that you can just put down like this. Some of the machines have one that's attached to it. This one has one that's magnetically stuck in there, so you could pull it out and use it by hand like I like to. So that's kind of cool. Dry puck feature. It actually, after you're done making your coffee, will remove the moisture from the grinds that are in the grounds that are in your basket. So it comes out real easy. I'm looking forward to that. My old one, it didn't have that feature. Another thing about this is it comes with two different types of baskets, single wall and double wall porta filters. What that means is let me see if I have from my old machine, the little baskets, single and double. There's for single shot and double shot. This is a single shot, but this is a double walled. The double walled or pressurized basket is easier to use for beginners, and if you're buying your coffee already ground where it's not going to be exactly the right grind, then you're going to want to use the double walled. It actually only has one hole here. It kind of looks like there's a bunch, but it's just a texture. It just has one tiny little hole, so it pressurizes the basket and helps you make a perfect shot of espresso. But the professionals use a single-walled or non-pressurized basket. It's totally ventilated down here, perforated down here, so it's much more important that you get the grind right and that you tamp it to the right amount. What's nice about this coming with both of them is when you're first starting out, if you're new to this espresso world, you can learn how to use it, get better at it, and then eventually step on up to what the pros use. So this is not a pro machine. This is what they call prosumer, meaning that it's a very high quality home machine. You're not going to run your own coffee house with this, absolutely not. But it heats up very quickly. It has a separate spout for hot water, so you're not using the steam one to get hot water if you want to make an Americano or make some tea or something. It's got a lot of great features. Let's let's open the box and see what's in here. Now, Breville is an Australian company that's known for making some very high quality household appliances. Okay, so got all kinds of literature in here explaining how the water filter works and how to set up the machine, a first time quick guide, and there's a manual under here too. Alright, so this is the first time I've opened the box. I really don't know what to find, but I have a general idea what to expect. Okay, this is the Porta Filter. I can feel it's very heavy. I don't know for sure. A lot of the better machines, the Porta Filter is brass, and it's chrome-plated brass. The cheaper machines, the Porta Filter is aluminum or maybe stainless steel. I'm honestly not sure what this is, but it feels very heavy, and that's good because, especially if it's brass, because if you run some hot water through it ahead of time before you pull your shot, it'll preheat the Porta Filter, so that way when you do your shot, the water won't lose too much heat when it goes through. Because one of the great things about this is it has a PID that precisely controls the temperature of the water, and that's very important. Okay, here's that tamper I told you about. Oh, a cleaning kit. Well, that's kind of cool. I imagine it has some kind of descaler and okay. So it has a little device that I put in the Porta Filter basket to plug it, and it also has a nice little brush like the one that came with my coffee grinder. Now again, if you don't need the grinder, you might want to get the infuser, which is a very similar machine. It's about $100 cheaper normally. This one was $20 cheaper than the infuser because it was on sale. So how can you pass that up? I'm very happy with my Smart Grinder Pro grinder over here because I like to make drip coffee every day. I have a Cuisinart Pure Precision pour over drip coffee maker, which is an automated machine that mimics a pour over technique, which makes some awesome coffee. So of course I need to grind the beans very differently than I would for espresso. So it's very handy to have the grinder. Okay, so these are my baskets, 54 millimeter baskets. Not quite. I think the professional ones are like 57 or 58 millimeter or something like that, a little bigger than these. But these are still pretty sturdy and professional looking. Okay, so here we go. We got the single walled and the dual walled. You got a single shot and a double shot of the pressurized baskets, again with one little hole in the bottom. And you got a single shot and a double shot filter with a non-pressurized basket. See, you could see light through that. I'm looking forward to using this. My brother David has this machine at home. I've played with his a little bit. It's awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it. The razor. This is a little dosing tool that just helps you measure how much coffee you're putting in here. It's a little device that you just kind of twist on here to make sure you're not putting too much, not overfilling this. All right, something in here is resisting my efforts. I see what my problem is. I'm gonna have to open this box from the bottom, or it's heavy. Okay, so this is going to be a little more involved than I thought, so I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. I don't want to hurt my machine. There we go. Come to Papa. You can tell I'm a little excited about this. I've wanted one of these for a long time. This is quite literally the nicest gift that anybody has ever given me. And my grandmother once gave me a car. The car was awesome. A 65 Rambler, my first car. But you know what? It pales in comparison to this coffee maker. Alright. I can feel the hopper for the beans for the grinder. This will hold up to a ½ pound of coffee, and it seals tightly. I think it holds a ½ pound. It doesn't look like a ½ pound. Maybe it's ¼ pound. I'm not sure. My other grinder, which is a Breville, holds a lot more, but I don't really need it to. Now, grinding your own coffee is very important, because that's the only way to get really fresh coffee, is to grind it yourself. Because as soon as you grind it, you've got all that surface area that's exposed to oxygen, and it begins oxidizing immediately. Have you ever noticed, like, you buy a can of coffee and you pop the top and it smells amazing, and you're like, oh, this is good coffee, and you make a pot of it and it's terrific, and then the next day you go and you open it up and you go, oh, here's that great coffee I bought, and you open it up and it smells kind of not so great, and then the day after that it like smells kind of gross. Yeah, that's oxygen. Okay, so starting to figure out how this thing is set up in here. Alright, now I'm getting a better idea what this machine really looks like. Okay, so it comes with a milk jug. Well, that's nice. It also comes with a piece of tape that prevents me from doing this smoothly and looking cool. Okay, so my very own milk jug, a 16-ounce stainless steel jug for foaming my milk. And a packet of descaler. Do not eat. Alright, now one of the nice things about this machine, it does have a fairly big footprint. It does take up some room on your counter, but it also has storage the filter baskets and the little brush and the little accessories will hide in here somehow. I just love the look of this machine. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty easy to set up. I still don't have a microphone. I'm still using earbuds. Okay, so I'm going to put the hopper in the grinder. Twist the lock. Now once I rinse this out, we are ready to make some coffee. that'll be another video. How to make a shot of espresso, how to make a cappuccino with this machine. Some of you have seen my video using the old manual Kenmore Elite. This is what we call a semi-automatic. It can be programmed for how long of a shot you get, how much water is pumped through your coffee. It has buttons for single or double shot, and the program button, so you can alter that. Like if you prefer a larger shot, a thinner shot, what we call a lungo, or a long pull. A long pull because in Italy they use a hand piston operated machine, and the baristas there are experts at controlling how much pressure and how much coffee they get through there. But those are the advancements. Those are manual machines. This one is semi-automatic in that once you have it set up, you grind your beans, you put it in there, you hit a button, and it makes your coffee. Then when you're ready to steam your coffee, you've got your traditional style, which I like the traditional style of steaming wand. Plenty of steam, 15 bar pump, so you can get that micro foam. I don't know if it's good enough to do latte art or not. I've never been skilled in latte art. I know how to make like a circle or a stick man, that's about it. But maybe one of these days I'll learn how to do that. But it also has a separate little thing here, like I mentioned earlier, a separate little attachment to give you hot water, so you're not using this that's got milk stuck on it or whatever. Okay, so this is the Breville BES870XL Barista Express. I'm Sean. Thank you for listening.